Welcome, nerds, to the TV news. That's a little ambiguous, don't you think? This is a clip that is taken from the larger Week in Nerddom that gets posted up on the main YouTube channel at Generally Nerdy, or youtube.com/Generally Nerdy, however you have to go about it. This section of the news, we're talking about TV shows and episodic shows on streaming networks. I'm still working out a way to say that isn't such a mouthful. Either way, it's going to be TV shows, right? That's how this works. And so let's just get into it, shall we? From there, we go into television. The TV section this week is a little bit massive, so we're going to have to go even faster. First up, we have follow-ups and corrections. Follow-up on Sweet Tooth. Season 3 has just been confirmed by Netflix. We will be, in fact, seeing a third season in the Jeff Lemire adaptation live action over on the Netflix. From there, we have The Bear has also announced Season 2. We knew it was coming. Now we have a release date. Season 2 release date is June 22nd. It will be the entire season on Hulu as of June 22nd. Super stoked about that one. Walker Independence, the CW show that is a spinoff of the Walker Texas Ranger show that the CW is doing with Jared Padalecki? Yeah, Jared Padalecki. Not Jensen Ackles. Jensen Ackles is the other one. Jared Padalecki is involved here. He was an executive producer on the Independence show. It has been canceled at the CW after just a single season. I don't know that the nerd world is really going to take notice for that one, but, you know, it is to each their own. Yellowstone. We have an update for Yellowstone Season 5. Previously, we reported that it was going to be the final season, and then they came out and said, no, we've got plans past Season 5, so Season 5 is not the end of it, which many people, myself included, took to mean maybe they have more seasons for Yellowstone lined up. And now they have come out and said, no. Season 5 is the last of the main series, and we have a sequel series all lined up, which we previously have talked about in the rumors section, so this is kind of confirmation of a rumor in a way. But yeah, there is going to be a sequel series that comes out of this, very likely not including Kevin Costner, but that is speculation on my part. Yeah, so Season 5 will in fact be the final season. The second half of Season 5 still has no release date. When that happens, we will talk about it. That's what we got for follow-ups and corrections. Let's talk now about trailers, because a whole slew of them have come out since we last spoke. And first up, we have Twisted Metal. This is coming out July 27th on Peacock. This legitimately is getting me a little hype for this movie. I say little hype because I have very low expectations for this. But this looks like they might be doing something interesting. True to the source material, that's questionable, but interesting nonetheless. Go check it out. Next on the list, we have Tiny Toons Looniversity. We talked about the announcement of this series. It is going to Hulu. It is going to be, or not Hulu, I apologize. It's going to Max, formerly HBO Max. It's a continuation of the Tiny Toons animated series back in the day that was on Fox Kids, I'm pretty sure, that came on right about the same time, in the general vicinity of, anyway, the Batman the Animated Series show, and Freakazoid, we got Hysteria, all of those shows happen about Animaniacs also, which is why the Hulu thing came into my head, because Animaniacs went to Hulu, but this one's, the Looniversity is going to Max. So yeah, interesting, but it is what it is. I don't know, this trailer specifically is not doing a whole lot to pique my interest, because it doesn't seem like they're going to be pushing the envelope necessarily like Tiny Toons did when I was a kid. It was a kid show with adult humor, much like the Animaniacs, and the Animaniacs new stuff kind of pulls this off. It does not seem like the Looniversity is going to do the same. So, I don't know, go watch the trailer, let me know what you think. Next up in the trailers, we have Walking Dead, Dead City. Also, there's an update with the Daryl spinoff here. Daryl spinoff is going to be happening this year. No specific release date, just late sometime this year. But the Dead City series trailer. This is Negan's a wanted man. We've got so much intrigue in these. I'm just getting super hyped for the Walking Dead spinoff stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan. I don't care what you say. Let's move on. Next trailer we got is Clone High, another animated revival, also going to Max. Wasn't a huge fan of the original series, though I am interested, at least for the first few episodes, to see what they can do now that they have changed platforms over to a streamer instead of, you know, trying to do the MTV thing. So very interested there. May 23rd for Clone High. And then Critical Role has announced their next storyline, I guess is how that goes. It's going to be called Candela Obscura. It's going to begin May 25th. The trailer down in the description, the link rather for the trailer is down in the description. I've been kind of a passive fan of Critical Role. This is a bit of a change in format as far as I understand it. So yeah, I'm digging it. Go watch the trailer. Let me know what you think. Let's move on. From there, we have regular ass news. Let's talk about the writers' strike. Shall we? So Writers' Strike, the Writers Guild of America is striking. It is putting on hold a lot of in-production shows that we have been talking about actively. To name just a few, we have Daredevil. We have Blade. I honestly, those are the only two I put for that point, but there's a number of other ones. And then the big controversy here is that Superman Legacy is not yet being affected by this writer's strike, because the original, or the main draft that they're going to be working off of for the script has already been turned in, and so James Gunn is just going to continue work until he has writers who can help him punch it up while they're filming, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of stuck in the thorn. It's been a thorn in the side for a number of people to this point, but I mean, it's his property, man. Like, let the man do what he wants to do. He's not hurting for money like most of the other writers are, because he's more than just a writer. He's a director, he's a producer, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, I don't think he's really out there holding signs in support of the writer's strike. I'm sure he supports it for people who need the increase in funds, but I don't think he's one of those people that needs the increase in funds. So yeah, that's what we got for the writer's strike. I mean, there's a great amount of other information about the writer's strike. If you want to know the specifics about, you know, they're trying to renegotiate what they did circa, what was that, 2004, 2005, when the Heroes Season 3 was so terrible. So they're trying to do what they did then with networks, they're trying to do now with streaming platforms. So it's effectively a similar situation, though there's a little bit of nuance that changes it up. But yeah, that's kind of the TLDR of what's going on. From there, let's move over to Doctor Who. We just got Agent Smith, Jonathan Groff, Agent Smith actor Jonathan Groff, has been cast in a mysterious role for Series 14 of Doctor Who, modern Doctor Who. Premieres this November. That's all we really have. Let's move right along. And then, I forgot about this until just now. Letterkenny is giving us another one-off special episode, May 19th. The announcement was just made via the Letterkenny Problems Twitter account. If you're a fan of Letterkenny, then you know we get usually one of these every season. No announcement as to what the subject matter of this special episode is going to be. Generally speaking, when they do these, they have something to do with holiday for that year that they're usually released around, but there's not a whole lot around May 19th. So maybe Mother's Day in America, though I think that's even a little ways off. So yeah, very interested in what this is, because big fan of Letterkenny. That's all we've got in regular ass news, which means we're to TV suggestions. Sweet Tooth, because, you know, season 3 just got announced. You might as well catch up now. I certainly am. I just started watching the first 3 episodes at some point during the last week. Again, the last week's been a bit of a blur. But yeah, it's really good. I really love Lemire, really love his stuff, and really love the fact that this actually got made. So go check out Sweet Tooth on Netflix. If you haven't yet, you owe it to yourself. If you are falling behind, then, you know, you've got a little bit of time before season 3 happens. So there you go. Once again, nerds, this has been the TV and streaming news for the week, taken from the main show, The Week in Nerddom, which is posted on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Thank you for joining me here, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.